fine. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to...
Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Mr. Waterman again, and today we're going to be adding rational numbers. Alright, so we had the song Big Spender on here because, well, guess what? I want you to think when we're adding and subtracting things, especially integers, I want you to think about money. Alright, so to add rational numbers in a fraction form, we need to combine our rules for integers with our rules for fractions. So in the first unit, we talked about integers. Alright, so integer rules. So we have, when we have the same sign, we add the number and keep the same sign. All right, so when we've got the same sign, so two additions or two negatives, we add the numbers and keep the same sign. All right, so if we have different signs, we subtract the largest from the smallest. All right, and we keep the sign of the largest. All right, well, how do we relate that to fractions? Well, fractions, we need to do the exact same thing. When we have the same sign, we add the number and keep the same sign. And when we have different signs, we subtract the largest from the smallest and keep the sign of the largest number. Well, we add those to fractions, but some fraction rules that we need to be cognizant or thinking about all the time is that we always need a common denominator. All right, and if they're mixed fractions, we need to put them into improper fractions. All right, so let's take a look at some of these examples to make sure that we know. So what do we have here? Well, we have two numbers. We have negative 5 over 8 plus negative 7 over 2. And what we need to do is we've got the same sign, and we're going to add them and keep the same sign. All right, and we've also got to get a common denominator. So we've got negative 5 over 8 plus, and you know what? Our common denominator is going to be 8, so we're going to multiply by 4, multiply by 4. Whatever we do to the top, we have to do to the bottom, and we get negative 28 over 8. All right, so now what we're going to do is we've got negative 5. I want you to put your fingers over the 8s. I want you to go negative 5 plus negative 28. We're getting more negative. So we're going to get negative 33, and we're going to keep our denominator at 8. Now we're going to convert this into a mixed number. So we ask ourselves, how many times does 8 go into 33? And it goes in 4 and 1/8, and we've got to keep our sign, so it's negative. So what strategy did we use? We've got a common denominator, and we got in from mixed. We went to a mixed fraction. All right, let's try this one. Negative 1/4 plus 2 1/6. Well, what we need to do is we first need to get our mixed number into an improper fraction. So we're going to get negative 1 over 4 plus, and to get a mixed number into an improper fraction, we're going to multiply 6 times 2, and then we're going to plus 1. So we get 13 over 6. All right. Well, what's our common denominator going to be? Well, it looks like it's going to be 12. So we need to multiply this by 3 and this one by 2. Remember, whatever we do to the top, we have to do to the bottom. So we get negative 3 over 12 plus 26 over 12. All right. Now, put your fingers over the 12s, your denominators, and say negative 3 plus 26. Well, you're in the whole $3, and I am so generous, and I give you $26, so you're going to be up $23 over 12. Now, let's put this into a mixed number, and we ask ourselves, how many times does 12 go into 23? It goes in 1 time with 11 remainders. And we can check our answer by going 12 times 1 equals 12. 12 plus 11 is 23, and that'd be 23 over 12. So we need our strategy that we used. We changed to improper fractions. All right, let's turn the page. We've got a couple more examples here. Next, we've got negative 3 1/3 plus 2 5/6. All right, so what are we going to do here? We're going to get the sign of the larger number. Well, we've got to get them both into improper fractions, so we go 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10 over 3. And we're going to put our negative out front. Plus 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 5 is 17, and we get over 6. We look for a common number, or a common denominator, and it's going to be 6. So we're going to multiply this fraction by 2, and we get negative 20 over 6 plus 17 over 6. Now, we ask ourselves, well, we put our fingers over the 6's, our denominators, and we say negative 20 plus 17. And we get negative 3 over 6. And it's the sign of the larger number. And we can reduce this. And we ask ourselves, well, what goes into 3 and 6 evenly? Well, we divide by 3, and we get negative 1 over 2. All right, so what strategies did we use? We got a common denominator, and we also used improper fractions. All right, let's try one with a decimal. We've got just a couple more examples here. All right, so we've got negative 3.1 plus 1.2. We've got to ask ourselves, well, what is our answer going to be? Is it going to be negative or positive? Well, which number is bigger, negative 3.1 or 1.2? Well, it's going to be negative. All right, so what do we have there? We've got 3.1 minus 1.2, and we've got 1.9. Our answer is going to be negative. So negative 1.9. All right, and you can check this on a number line by going like this. If we start at negative 3.1 and we add 1.2 to it, we get to negative 1.9. So we subtracted and kept the sign of the larger number. All right, let's do our last one here. 3 plus negative 1.2. If I gave you $3.1 and I said, well, guess what? You have to go buy $1.20 of candy, you would still be up some money. So let's check this out. We're going to go 3.1 minus 1.9, or sorry, 1.2, and we're going to get 1.9. And the sign of the larger number, so we get positive 1.9. And it's the same as above. All right, now, what I'd like you to do is go back to the front and try those questions. Good luck.